more flares. And we kept saying, peace, peaceful protest. There are children out here, there are children out here, and they just kept going.
How does it make you feel?
Yes, very upset, very upset. I'm out here. I have a 7-year-old child. I'm out here to voice my opinions on how we should protect our environment for the future. And I have the right to assemble, and my rights have been taken away today. I'm not sure if I still live in America.
How does it make you feel about democracy in America?
I don't believe we have democracy.
How does this make you feel about your city that this is taking place in?
Very, very upset. I feel like living. I just don't feel like living here anymore. I came from Ireland. Nothing like this would ever happen in Ireland.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Say about what happened yesterday. I'm wondering why the police didn't arrest the people that were smashing the windows instead of just standing there and watching them. They were within 20 feet. They could have simply walked over and arrested the people that were doing the damage and let the non-violent protesters continue with their actions. And the way the media has covered this, they're just looking at they're looking at the violent acts that happened. They're not looking at the good that actually was happening and the way we voiced our opinion and stopped the WTO from happening yesterday. And with what they've done to the city now, it looks like it's a war zone, and I don't really understand that. And that's the only question I'd be asking back to the city politicians and the chief of Seattle is why didn't they arrest the people, the 1 or 2% of people that were causing all the damage? Thank you.
That's right. Yesterday there were very few arrests, and today there were very many.
I do agree with there was a lot of violence, but it was kind of invoked at times. Because a lot of times they would launch tear gas and bullets into a crowd that was very nonviolent, very peaceful, and people would react very crazed, run and try to get away, and that's what kind of insinuated what happened. Here they come.
Well, I think the labor issues are really the damage that the WTO is doing as far as the laboring people throughout the world. I think another issue that I look at very strongly is the sovereignty that we have that's being taken away from us, not only here, but throughout the world, where the laws and the legislation that we pass is really overridden by the WTO. We don't have a democracy anymore, and the democracy is being lost. And I think that's one of the major issues that we have, as well as the suppression, of the working people throughout the world, not giving them human rights, human dignity, no decent living standard. What has to be done is the WTO has to start giving some consideration to human rights and what the rights that people are entitled to. We have rights here, or at least before this week I thought we had rights here. Certainly doesn't appear that we have those strong rights that we all believe that we did have. But it's, that's what we have to defend, and I think somebody has to speak out for people in the other countries as well. And we're here and happy to do that.
Although many people are opposed to getting rid of the WTO altogether, you feel that it should be reformed?
Well, definitely, if it's not done away with, it must be reformed. And I think they have to address the concerns that everybody has been voicing here, address those concerns and correct that, and certainly not have any new rounders. There's a group of us that are here that are really taking part in educational classes, information, and helping spread the word. And I would say that there's about 1,500, 2,000 steelworkers that are here. The WTO, if nothing else, has really gained and brought a lot of different constituency groups together, and it's strengthening everybody in their resolve to address the problems of the WTO. It certainly has brought them together, not only here, but throughout the world, and different world organizations coming together and joining together for the common good of everybody.
All right, get some shots.
Right now, this is ridiculous. You see the police lined up behind us. They've been chasing everybody around here for the last 45 minutes to an hour. Peaceful protesters sitting down in the middle of streets, having tear gas lobbed at them. People were saying peaceful protest, while meanwhile tear gas are being lobbed in. Right now, while it's hard to think about anything else with tear gas in your eyes, we got to be thinking about getting redress for this so that this does not happen again. There's absolutely no way to deal with a peaceful protest, people just trying to speak their minds about the WTO.
Tell us about the legal aspect.
The bottom line is, if it feels like your constitutional and civil rights are being violated here, they sure are. I am no constitutional expert, but anytime I'm standing still, posing no threat to someone, and I get tear gas lobbed at me along with percussion grenades, it's absolutely incredible. It is incredible. And the bottom line is, if these people stay here, and we got our friends in the union, we can make sure that this shit does not happen again. The WTO is going to meet again, and people are going to protest again. And if this is the way that we get dealt with, it's
Hi, my name's Louise. I'm from England. I came to the WTO because the more I found out about it, the more outraged I felt about world leaders having the power to trade away everything that is good in our society and our world, to have the ability to make decisions without about the people, without actually consulting the people. And I think it's like just a further example of the breakdown in the world, the handover of control to corporations, and to all of us having to bow down to money.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us what happened out there today. What'd you see?
We arrived around 7, and it was really cool. Like, everyone was there with their puppets. People were all gathered around, sort of, and it was there was a real relaxed party atmosphere. Everyone was there with drums, and people were dancing, and we moved off into Seattle. And we're really heartened to see that some activists were already on the streets locking down, and had basically started to shut down Seattle and shut down the WTO. We got to sort of like where delegates were going in, and basically we started to sort of like tell people that the WTO was closed and that they should turn back, and soon it was kind of like a whole movement. A line was formed, and there was real solidarity. People were interacting with delegates and telling them why they shouldn't be going in there, and some of them were turning back, some of them became violent. One of them actually struck out at me. Others decided that they were going to like ram the crowd and didn't get very far. It was incredibly non-violent, very, very peaceful. It was something that I was very proud to be part of. We left there around 10:30 and joined another group of people who were defending some people who had locked down onto the road. There was probably a line of like 50 people sitting down. And I was like on row 3, and an announcement was made by police that they were going to use chemical agents if we didn't move from our position. Literally about 20 seconds later, pepper spray had been deployed from this huge canister, like a big fire extinguisher, and it was just being spread over the whole crowd of people who were sitting down. And the people on the front row, most of them weren't wearing any protective eyewear, were actually sprayed in the face. One of those people was actually a friend of ours. He was completely disorientated, he couldn't see, he was completely shaken, and we had to take him aside and put solution in his eyes and basically wait with him until he calmed down. But you know, we went to him because he was our friend. There were many others who were suffering from the effects of tear gas and from pepper spray. While we were being pepper sprayed, shots went out behind us. We had no idea what they were, and it wasn't until we saw gas rising that we realised that the police had deployed tear gas onto another group of protesters who were also blockading a road.
And what were they doing to provoke the attack from the police?
We were sitting down on the pavement. We were doing nothing more than trying to have our voices heard within a society that doesn't want to listen to a message of no WTO.
Excellent, thanks, Louise.
You are more welcome.
What did you guys see today?
Well, we just came down here to take some pictures. You know, and it turned out to be a lot more than we thought it would be.
Did you guys get tear gas today?
Oh yeah, I was on top of a telephone or a bus station, sitting on top of a bus station, and the police or whatever pushed forward, and I got stuck up there because everybody was running, and I actually got pepper sprayed, and then I was in the middle of all this tear gas, and I couldn't find my mask, and so that was my little experience. So I ran down the street blind. It was fun. Not that I saw. They just thought it would be a good idea to get the people out of the street, and that's the way they handle it.
What was the crowd doing before they shot the tear gas off?
Just chanting.
Yeah.
They weren't there was no aggression towards the police. It was just the police just thought it was a good idea to get everybody out of there.
Yeah, they didn't give much of a warning either. I mean, there was no bullhorn, no please move back or anything. It was just bam, gas was all around us.